Hi everyone, let's go over my micro and even more local bullish and bearish Elliott Wave scenarios on Bitcoin. Starting with my micro bearish scenario where we are looking for a 5-wave structure impulse to the downside, where an interesting level is this key level over here at 24.7k, which also is this low. Now this low already got taken on Bybit, but as you can see on my Coinbase chart, it has not yet been taken, and I'm looking for all the charts to at least be aligned, and the probabilities are also high for price to eventually take this low, which would be nice with a wave 5 over here. Now, because this wave 2 was so incredibly short in time, it is more common for a wave 4 to be longer in time. Also, wave 2 was a simple zigzag, which means that for a wave 4, most commonly you get a more complex correction. This is the rule of alternation. Now, we're then looking, right, for a horizontal range complex correction where eventually we expect a drop. Now, wave 4 can already be finished. I mean, price hit the 0.382 with this high over here, and after that it's been ranging in a complex structure. But I think that for a wave 4, it would be nicer to at least see another move to the upside, hit this blue target box over here, which is sitting between 26.4k and 26.6k. If price would manage to go above this area, then my next area of interest is going to be the monthly, which is sitting over here at 27.2k. Now, of course, the bearish scenario is price continuing to the downside, so we definitely want to see some proof of support before thinking for upside, because we also have some bearish CVD divergences, which we saw during this move to the downside over here. So proof of support is important. We're also in a bearish trend, of course, and the trend is your friend. But if we zoom in more locally to what we see over here, then besides the bearish scenario of then just price continuing to the downside, I at least attempted to look into this price action on the 15-minute and come up with at least a plan for a move to the upside. Now, for this particular scenario, I did leave out this little bit of structure, which will clarify itself in time. But what I focused on was this move over here. This is where my count started, because on the lower time frames, if we go to the 3-minute in a second, you can count a 5-wave move in that wave A to the upside. So if I zoom in over here to this wave A, you can see we can count a 5-wave move to the upside with another nice 5-wave structure to end this wave A. Now, what is important is that a 5-wave structure like that cannot stand alone. Like, it always needs a partner leg, basically. So then you have a wave A, you expect a B, and eventually you want to see another 5-wave move to the upside in a wave C. Now, of course, a impulse to the upside or potential impulse can be a wave C, A, or it can be a wave 1. Now, this being a wave C has very low probability, because then you're looking for an A, B, and a wave C over here, which it just does not look probable at all. So therefore probabilities are higher that if this is an impulsive structure, we're looking for a wave A, also because of a wave 4 in mind. Now, in this particular scenario, we then have a very long and stretched wave B. Now, for a wave B, a wave B time-wise can be very, very long. If you're thinking about a wave 1 and then a 2 for continuation in a wave 3, what you want to see is a short, snappy wave 2 and then a quick move again to the upside. But the longer price is ranging, the higher the probabilities you're in an ABC structure. So time is important. Now, inside this wave B, then looking for a more complex structure in a WX and eventually a Y, where interesting confluence is where price is at the moment. So in this area, we have the value area low and also the golden pocket. And this is something I wrote over here as well, where, the only support we kind of have to the downside is the value area low with the golden pocket. And we have also here the low of this wave W in case price wants to wick the low, close above, move to the upside for maybe a swing failure pattern type of trade, right? But at least this zone is interesting. And for a wave Y, the area between the 0.618 and the 1.236 is a common target area for Y. We're currently inside this area. So if potentially we are looking for a wave C, we definitely want to see some proof of support, whatever that is for you and your strategy. Market structure changes, bullish divergences on whatever indicator, maybe volume related, whatever it is that gives you the confidence to look to the upside for a potential long position, which of course goes against the bigger trend. But hey, as scalpers or day traders, everything can be traded as long as you have a plan, a strategy, and don't FOMO, YOLO, and catch knives. So this is an interesting area over here for support. Price first touched the value area low and I think just maybe touched the golden pocket, and if price can find support over here and move up, that's nice. But just below we also have this low of a wave W for then maybe a liquidity grab. So this is the bullish scenario more locally, where then of course we're going to look towards the upside. And what is interesting is we have a double top over here, high number 1, high number 2. I should actually say it the other way around, because this one on the right is lower by just a few dollars. So we have a double top at the high, and double tops and double bottoms are like a magnet for price. So this is very, very interesting. Also possibly increasing those probabilities for price still moving to the upside as well, because then we can take this double top and likely also reach this resistance area, which also includes the value area high, as you can see, this blue line over here. So from a range trader's perspective, trade the range until it breaks basically. So that is quite interesting. Now for a potential wave C to the upside, if we are looking for targets, then if price would like have this as the low over here, then the most common target for wave C is between the 1 and the 1.236, which is now above the blue box, as you can see. But if price would move to the downside and maybe take the low of wave W, then you can see that now the target for a wave C is in confluence with the resistance area over here, which would be very nice. So I'm actually quite curious what price is going to do here more locally. Now, if we then look at the CVD divergences that we had throughout the day, then especially today, bearish CVD divergences with every bounce we had. So of course, we still have here bullish CVD divergences, where for this one more locally, higher low on price, lower low on the CVD. This is the target. Well, this high hasn't been taken yet. This high got bearish CVD with this high over here. The target being this low, which also then is a potential swing failure pattern low and wave W. So that is interesting, right? But more locally, we constantly had bearish CVD here. And that is what I also mean with, you want to see some proof of support instead of every bounce being countered with bearish CVD divergences. Because here, price moving to the downside, but look at how yellow moved up while price was moving down. Clear bearish CVD divergence is already started here. Lower high on price, higher high on the CVD, bearish CVD divergences with every bounce that we got to the upside. Now, all of these bearish CVD divergences have now played out. So these are neutralized. But now, of course, we have to wait and see what the reaction does more locally. And if it gives you, me, any other trader trust to potentially look for a long position, the yes, the no, based on what you see, based on your strategy, or if we see price moving to the downside, and then basically the next support area besides the golden pocket and value area low is going to be this low over here at 25,793. See how price reacts there. If there's no reaction, we're simply looking for lower. No emotions, we simply trade the charts. So if we then look at the probabilities of these different scenarios, then on the micro, right, we are still looking for a move to the downside to take at least the low of this 3 over here, and also looking for this key level, the low as I've shown at 24,750. Very, very interesting indeed. But more locally, I personally still like price, and also from an Elliott Wave perspective, it would be nice to see price move to the upside a little bit higher, at least to this resistance box over here, and then take it from there. I hope this video was helpful or valuable to you. Please check out the most recent educational video I've made about the best trading indicator you can use, in my opinion, which is the CVD. And for now, thanks for watching and subscribing, and I'd like to see you at the next one. Bye bye.